We watched over the years as Aaron Rodgers has, continually put up all these big numbers. He was picked to be the MVP last year in the preseason. He ended up not being the MVP. But this year he's going to be the MVP. And it's time we congratulate him on that. He really showed what he's all about. And you think about anybody else running this Packers offense as well as he does. I mean, I can't even picture that. I can't even imagine that anybody could do that. And nowhere was it more obvious than in the final game of the season, Week 17 against Detroit, when Aaron Rodgers just went ballistic. Talking 6 touchdowns. Okay, the first one to Jordy Nelson. Second one, Ryan Grant. This is a long one. A lot of yards after the catch, but still, nice play. Deep pass, beautifully thrown to Jordy Nelson, and makes a great catch for number 3. Another deep pass over the middle to Jordy Nelson. Look at that perfect throw. Perfect throw. He's double covered. Jordy Nelson hauls it in. Donald Driver gets in on the act. This is number 5. And then the record setter, Jermichael Finley, 6 touchdowns. A Packers record for Aaron Rodgers. Wait a minute. That's Matt Flynn setting the Packers record for yards and touchdowns in a game in his only start of the season. Never mind. So I assume the Packers noticed this and they went ahead and started Matt Flynn in the playoffs, knowing that clearly he set a record. But then I see they started Aaron Rodgers, and things didn't go so hot.
Wide open but overthrown is Jennings. And Aaron Rodgers missed one there.
A lot of off-target throws.
Rodgers slings it wide open and incomplete for Finley.
Jermichael Finley couldn't have gotten more open. There was nobody there even close to him, and as open as Jermichael Finley was, I don't know that Aaron Rodgers had to try to throw a fastball like he just did.
Just didn't seem to really be able to handle the pressure of the situation.
Rodgers.
With his hands around his throat. Now the refs did their part to help, the shorthanded Packers, given they were starting Aaron Rodgers, and gave him some questionable calls. Greg Jennings clearly fumbled, and they decided, well, let's give the Packers 7 points there so they can tie the game, keep it interesting. And then, of course, there was the phantom roughing the passer call in the second half.
Can't find anywhere to go. And now throws downfield, tipped and incomplete. Down in that area.
Roughing the passer, number 72 defense. Blow to the head, first down.
Now that's a huge call. Instead of 4th down, it's 1st down. Human Europe barely really hit him.
Aaron Rodgers got touched, so that's a penalty. And, of course, Eli Manning earlier in the game, was virtually murdered on a play.
Plays and see the shot Eli Manning took on that 3rd down completion.
Boy, right at the end of that one, he gets spun around, and then Bishop comes in from behind.
In fact, you can commit 3 penalties on one play against Eli Manning, take more than 1 step before hitting him, spear him with your helmet, and also make helmet-to-helmet contact. So that's kind of nice for the Packers that they get to play against Eli Manning, because he's obviously not an elite level quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, Even though you can't spell elite without Eli, and you can't spell Aaron without Nora, which is a girl's name. Now, those weren't the only really bad calls against the Giants. Like there was this 3rd and 2 in the second half where the guy clearly got a first down, and the ref just decided to give him a spot that was 1 yard from where he ended up. Announcers, nobody even commented on it. By that point, they're just assuming that bad calls would go against the Giants, so they don't even mention it. It's like, yeah, that happens every play. Why even point it out, Joe Buck? Packers defense really showed up big, too. That play at the end of the first half where Ahmad Bradshaw, with 15 seconds left and no timeout, somehow they let him run like 30 yards and get out of bounds. And then, of course, the Hail Mary pass where the Packers defense just kind of like, oh, we'll let Hakeem Nicks just stand there all alone as the ball comes into his arm. That's fundamentals there. That defensive genius Dom Capers must have taught him that. But despite the questionable calls, the Giants still managed to win by 17. Without those 2 touchdowns the Packers got that they shouldn't have gotten, it would have been 37-6. They would have lost by 31, which we can't allow that to happen to Green Bay. You can't kill that Packers fight, that Packers spirit, except maybe in like Greg Jennings, who just decided to leave the field with 6 minutes left and the Packers down by 17. He knew they weren't going to win. Anyway, our awards for this week, the Brad Childress Award for brilliant in-game strategy has to go to Mike McCarthy, who, after the Packers were gifted that touchdown that tied the game 10-10 in the first half, decided to go for a surprise onside kick. Which surprised, I think, everybody except the Giants' kick coverage team, and that didn't help the Packers in their quest to not be blown out. The Incompetent Fans Award goes to, of course, the Packer fans, who right after that onside kick was recovered, started doing the "Go Pack Go" chant.
So now you talk about a short field. The Giants will have it just outside the Green Bay 40 and Derek Martin.
As if, they had recovered it. I don't think that was the time or the place, but they're Packers fans, and they're not very bright, and they're extremely drunk. The Fairweather Fans of the Week award goes again to the Packers fans who, with their team down by 10, having given up a Hail Mary at the end of the first half, decided to boo their team off the field.
And so what looked to be a 3-point game at the half is a 10-point game at the half with a stunned crowd here at Lambeau Field.
They never stop supporting their team because they're Packer fans. They're the best fans in the NFL when their team's good. Of course, we can understand their anger because, they see they're down by 10 going into the second half, and they know their quarterback's not going to be able to bring them back. You need a comeback? Probably want to go with someone like, say, Eli Manning.
3rd down and 8. Blitz coming. Manning throws on the run and has a first down.
And I do need to apologize to Eli Manning for all the things I've said about him in the past. Clearly he's an outstanding quarterback. Clearly he is elite. And there's 2 things you can say about him. He's tough and he's clutch.
Delayed blitz. Aaron Rodgers is sacked for the first time.
The best performance by a player with an ooh sound in his last name, one would be Victor Cruz, or the other would be John Kuhn. And so let's just compare Victor Cruz.
Plenty of room for Manning as he finds Victor Cruz. And Cruz has a first down.
John Kuhn.
And up to Kuhn. Ball comes out. Antrell rolls, got it.
Victor Cruz.
Manning throws and has a completion to Cruz for another Giants first down.
John Kuhn.
And up to Kuhn. Ball comes out.
Victor Cruz.
All day for Manning. No pressure. And a big completion to Victor Cruz.
John Kuhn.
And up to Kuhn. Ball comes out. Antrell rolls, got it.
I'm going to give a slight edge to Victor Cruz. But in fairness to John Kuhn, he was nudged on that play where he fumbled. The much debated Aaron Rodgers Award for garbage passing statistics for the entire season has to go to Aaron Rodgers because there's a lot of big stats, a lot of passing touchdowns, a lot of yards, and they all went for naught in the end. Now some might say, Drew Brees sets the all-time record for passing yards. He loses in the divisional round too. Yeah, that's right, and he also played at one of the best defenses in the league and only threw for 450, 460 yards. So we can't really blame Mr. Drew Brees at all for what happened. And he brought his team back at the end, and it just so happened that his defense let Alex Smith drive the length of the field in like 10 seconds. Aaron, congratulations. We all knew you had it in you. Last year you couldn't win the award because, your team lucked into the playoffs, and Jordy Nelson made a lot of plays to save you. This year, congratulations.
And on the play, it's Michael Foley, who puts on his belt.
Yeah, discount, double check, I know. I'm kind of over that move.
So are we.
What?
It's a little, soft.
No, it isn't.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Soft, 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 soft.